You are listening to the Cap Builder Radio Network, helping you build the capacity to change your life. News, information, and commentary on the world of small business, our community, and our health and wellness, giving you the information you need to live a balanced, empowered life. Check out our great show lineup at www.capbuilderradionetwork.com.
Welcome to Emgn Radio. I'm your host, Melisa, and I am so excited to have you as a listener on the show today. Happy Valentine's Day. So on Emgn Radio, which stands for Eliza Mary Global Network, we are here to motivate, to celebrate business leaders and entrepreneurs. And for today's Power Play, we want to just talk about love, bringing love to every aspect of your life, not just on Valentine's Day, but every day. I just really think about having this intention and this flow with everything that I do and bringing this love to it and creating this atmosphere for whatever it is, whether it's something creative or whether it's something that's just like a day-to-day thing, cleaning up the kitchen, taking care of the kids, working out, whatever the case, bringing some special attention to it and some love to it really just makes the difference throughout your day. So again, today's Power Play is just bringing love to every aspect of your life. We also want to just remind you of the International Women's Day event, which is coming up in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be on March the 8th, 2018, and you can check that out and learn about more details at our website at www.emgnlife.com. You can also find out details on our Facebook page, Instagram, and follow us on Twitter. We're all over the place. Again, we're super excited about today's show. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to have our very first guest on who's going to inspire you to do all sorts of things. Again, you're listening to Emgn Radio with your host, Melisa Alaba.
Looking for a cafe with a home-like appeal where all who enter feel like they are part of something? Visit My Coffee Shop, located in Eastlake, Atlanta, Georgia. MCS has a full breakfast and lunch menu, offering both hot and cold options, and is home of the amazing basil lemonade. But don't forget their assortment of freshly brewed coffees. Come on by at 2462 Memorial Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30317. We're pretty sure My Coffee Shop at Eastlake will become your coffee shop, too.
iDope, globally inspired vision stylewear, a fusion of classic heritage and contemporary sophistication. An essential part of your lifestyle and fashion expression. iDope, vision stylewear for the fashion-forward and socially conscious. Let's make this a dope world together. iDope. Available online at iDope.com. That's EYEDOPE. iDope.com.
Survival Radio Network, with now more than 1 million downloads. Congratulations to the staff, producers, engineers, and hosts for your tireless pursuit of excellence. And thank you, our loyal listeners, for supporting this movement to inspire, motivate, and educate people worldwide. Survival Radio Network, Survival Radio Christian Network, and our new Survival Sports Radio Network broadcast top-notch shows Sunday through Saturday. Check us out by visiting our website at www.survivalradionetwork.us. SRN, we do radio 1 million strong.
The SRN.
Welcome back to Emgn Radio. I'm your host, Melisa Alaba, and we are so excited about today's guest. Before we bring on our very first guest, I want to just tell you a little bit about Miss Clarissa Joi. She's the CEO of Clarissa Joi, Inc., where she provides business coaching and consulting services to entrepreneurs across varied industries. She's a motivational speaker that provides inspiration through transparency and proven strategies that yield next-level success. Clarissa has given transformative keynote addresses for businesses, organizations, and schools and churches that result in positive shifts for attendees. Her authentic humor and charisma enable any audience to quickly connect and absorb the message. Clarissa is also the creator of the Tri-Finishers apparel line, creator of 2 online academies for entrepreneurs, creator of the annual Vision Summit, founder of the Rise Up Single Mom nonprofit organization, and author of the published book, Want Your Own Business While You Work. Wow. In addition to these endeavors, Clarissa is a servant of Christ, mother to a beautiful 8-year-old daughter, and a corporate leader at a Fortune 500 company. Clarissa's mantra is simple. Each day is a gift and should be treated as such, with a smile, excitement, and gratefulness. Welcome, Clarissa.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Melissa. I'm so excited to be on with you today.
Well, awesome. I'm excited to have you. I first heard about your message, I think, through a mutual friend, BJ Ward, and she said, you just have to connect with Clarissa. She's doing all these wonderful things. And I was just so excited just to find out about so many things that you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'm so excited that we connected as well.
Absolutely. So just tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got started, and transitioned from being in corporate to where you are right now.
Okay, so absolutely. So this started off, so I have to admit, I wasn't the one at age 5 that wanted to start out and be an entrepreneur and something that I looked to become my entire life. However, I have entrepreneurialism in my genes. So my father has been an entrepreneur forever, my grandfather, et cetera, and other family members. But for me, my personal journey started with a post on social media on Facebook. I was sharing a triumph story, success after becoming a single mom, and really looking back in retrospect a couple of years and realizing, wow, I did this, I made it, I'm okay, and I wanted to share that genuine and authentic message with others that may have been in that same situation. From there, it grew to a blog. I started on my website, and then from there, it grew into a business as I was being asked business-related questions, personal-related questions in terms of helping coach others and consult others, and then before you knew it, like, wow, okay, I'm doing this as a business. I solidified that and made it official just about, 3 years ago now. So that has been my personal story. And from the corporate side, I've really found that there are transferable skill sets. There are things that I've learned in terms of being a thought leader, in terms of forming teams, and really being successful in mass implementations. And those same skill sets I've been able to utilize as well in my business and coaching other business owners and entrepreneurs.
That's awesome. And so, I want to make sure I ask this question because I'm often asked this a lot of times, when do I transition from corporate to working my part-time business to a full-time business? And I know for you haven't made that transition. Can you tell us a little bit why you haven't and how you balance it all?
Sure, absolutely. That's a great question, and it is the question that actually ignited me writing the book, Want Your Own Business While You Work. So I had several, I saw a trend in clients coming to me and asking or saying that they had been told by others that, to be successful in business, you really need to quit your 9 to 5. You need to quit your job to show your commitment to your business. And I found, that's absolutely not true. I met other entrepreneurs that had done both. So I coined the phrase corpreneur, which means that that's someone that works for a corporation or a business, and yet they're an entrepreneur. They're doing it big, and they're yet successful. So for me, in the book, I've shared transparently that, making that transition, you need to have a plan. Just saying that you want to be successful and you want to show how committed you are by quitting your job, it may not be the strategy that you want to take. In fact, that's really not a strategy at all. So that's what I encourage in the book, taking a look at all of your responsibilities and then being true with yourself to say, how much time do I have to commit to this? How much time am I willing to carve out to making my business successful? And then, creating the tangible metrics that tell you, that guide your decision as to whether you're going to do it or not. Because most of us, especially if we're adults and have started families, we're responsible for other people, be it our children, our family members, etc., that are looking for us to make responsible decisions and choices about, what we decide to do. So for me personally, I don't have the story of some entrepreneurs that hate their job, that don't like what they do, that get the headache as soon as they pull on the parking lot when it's time to go to work. That's not my story. I actually enjoy my career and helping others. So again, it's really all about what your personal journey is. Asking yourself those tough questions in terms of what do you really want and what does success look like for you. So for me, success I found actually in both places. And then to answer your last question, how do I juggle it all? I think first it has been accepting the fact that I'm not Superwoman. I don't have a cape on my back, and with that, it means that I must prioritize my time and, again, make those decisions as to what it is I can and cannot do, and asking myself what my actions are, if it aligns ultimately with my vision. So, I'm a vision strategist, and that's really big for me. And if things simply don't align to my vision, then I need to say no or not right now. So, getting over that hurdle of getting out of our own way, right, and really truly putting ourselves first, our business first, our careers first, and prioritizing what we truly want, that's the only way you can juggle it all, because we all know you're going to get asks every single day from the PTO, from your work, from your children, from your family members, your church, your community, your sorority, fraternity, whatever. Requests are not going to stop. So it's about how will you prioritize your time and ensure that it all maps and aligns back to your vision.
I absolutely love that. One of the things that, I've always said, because life coach, counselor, and I've been doing this for over 15 years, is that we want to align and we want to flow, and we want to be able to allow, different things to come into our experience. And so I see so many entrepreneurs, and I know it's a catchphrase, because it's funny, because I know people who use this and they don't mean it that way. So I know it's a catchphrase, but you'll see, get on that hustle and get on that grind. And what you're saying is really, prioritizing and allowing.
Absolutely. Getting on the grind without a plan means, being sleep deprived, which is kind of a part of it, but without reason, without cause. And I've seen in the clients I've coached is that actually results in burnout and ultimately for a lot of entrepreneurs, quitting. So I'd rather you pace yourself, have a clear and concise vision and strategies and plan and measurement for you to make that happen before you just try to tackle on the world, get burned out, and then eventually quit without, experiencing the success that you sought out to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your, so you have your business as well as corporate, and I know you're a mom. How do you balance that all, and what's some of the ways that you include your daughter in on your business?
Oh, okay. Great question. So one way is if I've been invited to speak or to do something, I always ask the host, is this kid friendly, or is it okay if my daughter comes? And I am intentional in bringing her with me at times that I have to speak or present or do whatever it is that I'm asked to do. That way, it's not just about me saying, mommy has to do this, you'll be with the sitter, I'll come get you later, but she being able to be in the midst of it, to see it unfold, and actually to experience what it is that I do gives her a clear understanding of, A, what mommy does, and then B, wow, it may just ignite and inspire some hidden treasures and cultivate her own passions within her. So that's one thing. Secondly, I've had to learn this the hard way. She actually taught me this, of carving out intentional time with her that's uninterrupted. Right, that's not distracted. This was a few years ago. She would see me pull out, she's 8 now, she would see me pull out my laptop and automatically get anxiety and say, really, are you about to work? Or, what are you doing? So I thought, wow, Clarissa, get yourself under control and carve out specific times. So now I know if it's before 8:30 p.m., I have to unplug. And unplug doesn't just mean being away from my laptop, but that means not on my cell phone, not reading messages, but being completely tuned into her and giving her that undivided attention in that way. They really, really appreciate that and can see that, mommy's making a sacrifice and an intentional decision to have that quality time with our children that, we don't get these years back. So I heard, I believe it was Susan Lewis once in a speak, and she said that was the one thing that she regretted with success, is missing some of those years with her daughter earlier on, and inspiring us to learn from that and carve out that intentional time with our children, even when we're on this path and grind to success.
Absolutely. So what have been some of the struggles that you've seen or have had to overcome on your journey to success?
Okay, one struggle that I'll share that I've seen and heard that's very, very common, and that is making the assumption that just because we decide to finally launch out to start is that, firstly, everyone is as just excited for us as we are for ourselves. When you launch out and you have that mentality and you don't get the response that you are expecting, that you think that you're going to get, especially from those closest to us, we instantly feel defeated. To take that a little bit further, also having that mindset that our friends, family members, school members, people on our timeline, our friends and followers are immediately going to buy or purchase the products and services that we're offering. And with that mindset, it really limits us from finding our true target audience. So by just saying, I've got 1,000 friends, I'll just launch this and put it out there, and surely, if you build it, they will come. That's actually not true. So I had to learn to really understand the time that I put towards finding, first identifying who my target audience was and finding them, putting myself out there so that they could find me and be attracted to me, and not just settling, if you will, or only being focused on friends, family members, and those closest to me, but really pushing me outside of my comfort zone to find who it truly is a part of my target audience. So I think first and foremost, that was one of the challenges that I learned the hard way, with being disappointed, feeling defeated, feeling like the victim, and then just having to get out of myself and saying, hey, you're targeting your safe zone, your friends and family. They may not be your target, and it's okay for them to say no. So that was a huge thing that I've learned in this entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, I actually have had that experience. So when you said that, I started laughing because it made me think of, we recently had the Accelerate Business Weekend. It was our first one we had done, and it was here in Atlanta, and I think it was last April. God, time has passed by so fast. I don't remember November. And we had a young lady who had all these, she had all these followers, and the story sticks out because she had like a ton of followers who were super engaged with her, but she had never sold anything. And so one of the things that we were working to explain to her through the incubator is people are very engaged when you're not selling anything. when you
exactly.
So I'm like, this is
that credit card number. It's a different story.
Yes. You know, it's easy to get people to like a post or something that's inspirational or amazing. And, you know, so I've seen that. I've heard that. I've even had people who are like, oh, you know, my newsletters, when they go out, so many people open them. And I'm like, because you're not selling anything yet. You know? When you start to sell, that's when you know who your real audience is, because the people who were just there for the inspiration or whatever, they're going to fall off. They're not going to open it anymore because now you're selling them something. But it was really a lot of times, you know, just working to get people to understand that, because people will leave their jobs based on the fact that they think that they have this set of people who are going to buy, but they haven't tested it to see.
Right. Yep.
So we don't want you to have anybody to have that type of failure, because that is totally disappointing when you're like, oh my gosh, I've been talking to them for years. So truly, and I'm sure you help your clients like overcome that and then create strategies of really finding out who their true audience is.
Exactly. And one a tool that I use to help people kind of overcome that as well is knowing, and I learned this early on. I learned this probably 12 years ago. I used to be in a MLM company market, and one thing that we were trained is, guys, it's okay to get the no, because the no's you get gets you closer to the yes. Sometimes we want that first answer to be a yes. So let's start, you know, celebrating that no, because now I've gotten that person out of the way so that I can get to the person and arrive there at the yes, the person that actually needs it and wants it and has been praying for it and desiring it. That's the person you want, not just the, you know, haphazard, oh, okay, maybe I will, maybe so, you know. Absolutely.
And then many times those people who say no are just not ready to purchase at that point. So, and I think that's the other thing, too, when it comes to social media is, you know, people forget that social media, to me, is really a reminder that I'm still there. So when people are ready to make that purchase or plan for this, to work with this person or whatever the case, they see me, they know, oh, okay, she's offering this, and they come back. Because it's amazing to me, people who have followed me for years, and then 5 years later, they're like, hey, I'm working on such and such project. Can you help me? And it's just because I've been there, you know. So I think that's something, too, is that people have to understand. Sometimes people are ready to go now, and sometimes they're just in your pipeline, and they're waiting for their opportunity and things like that. But you have to be that business person. So, you know, beyond this business, and I'm so excited about what you're doing with this and the vision events that you're having. I know you're going to be bringing one to Atlanta. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. So as part of my, you know, role, if you will, as a vision strategist, about 3 years ago, I started something here locally in Memphis called the Vision Party. And to your point, I'm stepping out. I'm expanding it. It's really grown by leaps and bounds, probably by about 70% from when we started 3 years ago. And now, through collaboration and having other speakers that are joining me as well, we're going to have our first launch outside of Memphis, and it's called the Vision Tour. So the Vision Tour is all about helping attendees get crystal clear on what vision is. Sometimes we look at vision and it's a, you know, kind of a this nebulous word of what does vision really mean, right? But we break it down to the level so that when attendees leave this conference, the Vision Tour, they leave crystal clear on what it is their vision is, what it means to them, what do they want to achieve in the near term, and not just looking out, 5 years, 10 years. That's something that's sometimes seems in our minds like we can't reach it. It's just this arbitrary thing that we say, but we really haven't connected our heart to it. We haven't connected our mind to it. We definitely can't connect our actions to it if we haven't done those other things. I'm just so excited about this Vision Tour because it's not just about Clarissa Joi. There'll be a couple other speakers as well. Like you said, we're coming to Atlanta on Saturday, March the 31st, to launch and break out and expand vision, right, for career professionals as well as for entrepreneurs. Then we'll have several other cities that we'll stop in as well, but Atlanta is our first stop. Very, very excited about that. And I just know from the response that we received after the Memphis event, I believe it was January the 6th or January the 7th, people were just like, wow, they could not believe how far they were from their reality of vision before attending the event. So sometimes we think we know, think we've got it right, but we haven't had that clear instruction on really translating our vision into results, what I call vision activation, vision casting. If you haven't had that training on what that deliberately means, we may be missing the mark. So that's what the Vision Tour provides to attendees, and they're just going to leave, like the folks here in Memphis, they're going to leave on fire, and not just on fire, but with clear, concise understanding of what's next. Sometimes we leave these conferences and we're excited, we're motivated, we're inspired, but we just don't have that forward path of what is my next step? What do I do tomorrow, next month? How do I measure that, right? So those are the strategies that we're going to be teaching, and the empowerment speakers are going to be coming and sharing transparently as well with the attendees at the Vision Tour.
That's absolutely awesome. I'm excited about that. I just can't wait. I'm truly excited about that. I know you're also working with single mothers, and I know you being a single mom, handling so much. One, just give us some advice on how you date and be a single mom. And we only have a few minutes, but I want to just, if you could give us one tip on that. And then the second thing is tell us about your organization and how single women can tap into that.
Okay, sure. You're so funny, Melissa. Again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I kind of, instituted the exact same strategy as my business into the whole Rise Up Single Mom organization, how I balance that as well. And it goes right back to being intentional, being deliberate, and the priorities, carving out the time. I look at my entire month, a month in advance, and sometimes sooner than that, and then have those touch points, if you will, or reminders a week in advance. What time do I have this week to date? What periods of time can I carve out? So, again, I think when we approach it with just this idea that through osmosis things are going to happen and work out and be great, not so much. When you have a million things going on in life and our children are so demanding, we have to say, I need to schedule this in. I need to be deliberate to say, well, I'm going to carve out these days, this weekend, this night, what have you, for dating. For me, in my world, if I didn't do that, it just wouldn't happen. So, and to your second question, so Rise of Single Moms is the organization that I started last year. It's something that I've had the idea to do for a while. As you mentioned, I've been a single mom personally for a little over 6 years now. My daughter is 8, so almost 7 years. And it was just something that was brewing. I really didn't know how to start it, how to move forward, had never had a nonprofit organization before, but I just knew that I wanted to reach back and help other single moms. That was my mission. That was my goal. So I was talking, in fact, to my publisher, who's a guy, a male, and just got on the topic of this, and all of a sudden the light bulb went off in that one conversation last March. Fast forward, I had the first inaugural Rise Up Single Mom Empowerment event last May, and it was absolutely bananas. We linked up with the YWCA of Greater Memphis and provided appliances to their women's shelter here in the city. So that, of course, benefited single moms. And we also gave away all expense-paid weekend getaway to one of the single moms that came to the event. She was literally in tears, Melissa, and said she had not had a vacation in years, and she just couldn't believe that we were going to do this for her. She went off, had a spa getaway, sent me pictures, still was crying during her getaway. So we provided that as well with the event. So how do people get connected? You can go to the website, riseupsinglemom.org, and it'll take you to the website. You can sign up, and let me say that again, it's riseupsinglemom.org. And that'll take you directly to the page that you can sign up to be a part of the notifications when things are happening. Of course, we have another event coming up this May as well, the continuation from last year's empowerment event. And then we also have a Facebook like page group as well. Just search for Rise Up Single Mom. It's out there. And we just, to your point, we really just want to get connected. My goal for 2018 was to impact 5,000 single moms in a positive way. And I know that sounds like, really? Yes, that's just kind of the calculated person I am, I guess. I want to positively impact single moms every single week. We do that. One avenue is through our Thursday night Rise Up Single Mom call. It's a support call. It has really grown. We have sometimes guest speakers, and we just tackle what are the issues. One of the, things that most single moms thought is they were the only people that had these feelings, these emotions. They thought they were isolated, and through this call, they've been able to see, you know what, actually, there are a lot of other single moms that have those exact same questions, challenges, issues, if you will. So we deal with those on a weekly basis. Nobody has the right or perfect answer, but it's really more so a support community that we built around single moms. So again, you guys can go to riseupsinglemom.org to get connected with our organization for single moms.
Sounds good. It looks like we have someone who has a question. Let's see if we can have her come through.
Okay.
Hold on one moment.
All right.
Are you on the line? I think it's a 404 area code, and you had a question for our guest today? Okay, so maybe not. So maybe they changed their mind. My producer had just said this person had a question, so he had unmuted them, but that's okay. I think there's a lot of great information, and like you said, people can touch base with you on the website. They can also find you on your Instagram, and you will be here in Atlanta next month. So where can we find that on ClarissaJoi.com?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, Clarissa, it was absolutely a joy to have you on the show today. I look forward to talking to you and seeing you real soon.
Absolutely. Cannot wait to be a part.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Well, everyone, you're listening to Emgn Radio. We thank so much for you listening. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after these brief messages.
Do you have a business, product, service, or an event coming up? Is your current marketing getting you nowhere? Survival Radio Network is an award-winning network with over 1 million downloads. We're offering high-exposure 30-second spots on our network, reaching diverse demographics both locally and nationwide. Give us a call at 323-977-8172 or visit our website at www.survivalradionetwork.us today. SRN. We do radio.
Do you have tax issues, owe back taxes, or need tax relief? Contact L&B Tax Service today. L&B offers you over 15 years of expertise and first-class tax service for individuals, professionals, and business owners. With nationwide service, you can easily find a location near you. Contact one of our tax professionals through our website, lbtaxservice.com. That's www.lbtaxservice.com. L&B Tax Service Incorporated. Tax professionals that you can trust.
Do you know that having a dirty filter in your heating and air system can cause major damage to your unit and pollute the air in your home? Having proper maintenance to your heating and air system is just like getting a tune-up on your car. Schedule one today and avoid spending unnecessary money tomorrow. Call Temperature Design Heating and Air today. 770-823-7160. That's 770-823-7160.
Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest for RAD. Over 300 people in this country are killed every week by a drunk driver. That's the equivalent of 2 747 plane crashes every single week. And the problem isn't going away unless we all do our part to stop it. So if you see someone who's about to drive after drinking, get the keys. Don't leave it up to anyone else. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
The SRN.
Alba, and what an amazing show today. We are just so excited about the entrepreneurs that we are featuring and allowing you guys just to hear about their vision and their businesses and their lives and how they're doing it all. So our next guest is no different from everyone else. She's absolutely amazing. Miss Natalie Reid, let me tell you a little bit more about her, was born and raised in Miami, Florida. Natalie received her bachelor's degree in accounting from Florida International University and her master's degree in accounting from Florida Atlantic. Although she doesn't practice, she is a licensed certified public accountant. Prior to becoming a State Farm agent, Natalie has worked for the world-renowned Big Four accounting firms, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and Ernst & Young, as well as Randstad. In 2015, she wanted to be her own boss, achieve independent financial freedom, and give back to her community. Therefore, she relocated to Atlanta, Georgia, to open her State Farm agency, representing the #1 auto, homeowners, life insurers in the country. Her office is located in Austell, Georgia. However, she serves the entire state of Georgia by providing insurance and financial services. In less than 3 years in business, she and her agency team have achieved various awards from State Farm, including Chairman's Circle, representing the top 4% of 19,000 agents, and Ambassador Circle, Traveler, twice, and SVP Club. Absolutely. She's a proud member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc. and the Junior League of Atlanta. She enjoys spending quality time with her family and friends, traveling and serving her community through church and other civic organizations. She enjoys educating her community through seminars, and her personal motto is, "To whom much is given, much is required." Her agency's mission is to help people prepare for the just in case and strategize for the what could be. For 24-hour service, you can reach her at www.Natalie, I'm reading this, managesyourlegacy.com or 678-367-0286. And again, I think that's 678-567-0286. Welcome, Natalie.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you having me on the call.
Well, I'm excited to have you. I had an opportunity to meet you a few years ago at a Mocha Moms event, and you were there sharing wealth strategies with the moms, and it was just, you just had such an awesome aura and wonderful message for us. I definitely am glad to have you here today.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you.
Absolutely. So how did you make this transition from being in corporate to deciding to be your own boss?
So I knew about the State Farm opportunity not too long after I graduated from college, maybe about 25. I was about 25 at the time. But my parents, in all honesty, I had just finished 4 years of undergrad, got a bachelor's in accounting, did another 2 years, got my master's, and just got my CPA license with Florida. My parents was like, what? So you got an accounting degree and now you want to go sell insurance? I was like, no. So I said, okay. I ended up, doing the natural thing, going, working in corporate America. Did that for about 8 or 9 years. And I had realized that even though I was good at my job and I loved the client aspect of it, I wasn't passionate about it. And I just decided to and at that time, to be honest, at 25, I even got my life insurance and my property and casualty licenses. So I had those licenses even 7 years before opening my agency. So anyway, I just continued to explore the State Farm route, and I got approved to be in the candidate pool, and then when an opportunity came up in Atlanta, I interviewed for it and I got it. And so it wasn't easy to leave that, supposedly a security blanket or corporate America, security, which I think is not really secure in my opinion. But I decided I wanted to be my own boss, positively impact my community, and I just don't employ myself. I employ others as well, and I help to lift everybody up. So, that's kind of my story. And we opened September 2015, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since.
Absolutely. I love that. And I have to go back because we can't just jump full 3 years ahead. Tell me what it was like, So you leave the corporate safety net. Did you leave with a certain amount of money? Did you leave and you had already had clients signed up? I mean, like, what was that first year like?
Okay, so to open a business, absolutely, you need seed money. You need good credit and you need seed money. Never forget that. So because I knew that's what I wanted to do, I worked and I honestly saved my money. And then when I opened, I moved from Miami and came to Atlanta. So I moved in May of 2015, signed my lease for my office. I took over the former agent's office, signed my lease for my office in like March, and then in July, I closed on a house. So I literally moved my life, and then we opened September 2015. So I honestly, looking back, I don't know how it all happened, but it did. I just stayed on time. I stayed with the plan. It was scary. I think I cried on day one. I was like, I can't believe I did this. The first year was, and I actually also had to hire people. So I had to build my team because I couldn't open the doors by myself day one, remodel the office. It was crazy. Spent tons of money, but, and then, I was an external candidate, meaning I hadn't sold insurance before. So this was all new to me. But I stayed the course, figured it out, had some turnover, team members, team is always going to be a biggest thing, but I was determined to find the right people. My team now, I absolutely love. They're actually listening on the call right now, listening to the show.
Yay!
Yes, and so I was determined to find the right people with the right attitude, with the right spirit, and that was going to share my vision in terms of helping my customers. Our mission really is to protect our customers. So it's not, most people know State Farm for auto and homeowners insurance, but my motto is let's protect the goose that lays the golden eggs. So we don't just sell auto and home insurance. We make sure if they don't have life insurance outside of work, we make sure we talk about that and make sure they get the right coverage. We also talk about disability because if they can't, disability, which we call a paycheck protector, if they can't work due to injury or sickness, they can't pay their bills. So there goes the car, the house, the car insurance, all the other bills. So we make sure we protect the whole person when it comes to insurance, not just the stuff that they know. So, I mean, it's been crazy, but I built the kind of culture that I want. And now as we add team members, we have a culture. I only have all women so far. I would love to add a guy to the team, but right now it's all women. But we support each other, we respect each other, and it's a gossip-free environment. So, I mean, yes, I mean, and this is, I mean, honestly, this is how I am in my personal life, but this is how we also transact business. But we are growing. So if anybody, is looking for a great opportunity to take your life personally to the next level, this is also, it's a base plus commission opportunity, but my team members, they love it too, because it's not just done great things for me, but it's done great things for them as well.
Absolutely. I think when I listen to you, oftentimes when I'm talking to founders and leaders, they often gloss over their story. And here it is, a young lady who took a huge risk, you know what I mean? And I say with risk, I think one of the things that you have to always tell yourself is that if this doesn't work out, I can always go back home, right?
Yeah.
But you literally dropped all of that too, in coming here, because you sold that home, bought a home here, and said, hey, this is the place. Went and opened up an office. And honestly, when you just said that, I was so impressed because you opened up an office having not sold before, so you weren't like an agent who had books under them. Because I've obviously, I've talked to a lot of folks who've opened insurance agencies, and many of them have been agents for a while, and they know the ropes. And so just to hear you say, as you're learning the ropes, you're teaching the ropes, that's really cool. Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what's some of the things that you and your agency, again, I could tell you guys are building a great team, but what's some ways in which you transact business differently from other agencies that we might see out here in the same field?
One of the things that I did because I'm not from here, is I had to build a brand. There's so many State Farm agencies, there's 19,000 agents across the country. But what was going to separate me from the rest was the other agents in the greater Atlanta area. So I started doing a lot of community events, seminars, workshops, financial literacy. We met because I came and I spoke to your Mocha Moms group 2 years ago, and we're still in touch. So I started doing a lot of, in terms of, I call it giving back. So I, would educate folks. This is how, you can build wealth with life insurance, helping them to understand, for example, living benefits versus death benefits. I do a lot of speaking at church engagements. Like for this month, I actually hosted, me and another agent, we hosted and we paid for a conference that we had 70 women business owners. It was free to them. We gave out information. This Saturday, I speak at my church's women's conference. I also have a home buyer seminar coming up. So I get out there in the community and brand not just State Farm, but I brand my agency and what we can do for our customers. So I think we took a different approach, but it's actually working for us because we're building a brand for ourselves, and I know ultimately business will come. So I encourage business owners, don't be afraid to give back, don't be afraid to share, don't be afraid to educate, because once you educate people and tell them what they need, they're automatically going to want to do business with you. So that's kind of like how we've done business differently.
Absolutely. I love that. And how do you keep yourself spiritually grounded?
For me, it's a daily routine. So in the morning, I pray every morning, and I have my own praise fest every morning. And my team laughed because one day I brought my Bose speaker with me to an event, and it was connected to my phone. And they were like, I said, I need my speaker because this is how I get down in the morning. But literally, I try to listen to a positive message, some worship music, and I pray. And, this is a little different, but I'm going to go ahead and share it. On Monday mornings, me and my team, we have our business meeting. So we talk about numbers. Say, this is where we are in comparison to our goal. But on Tuesday mornings, we actually have Bible study. And so I'll be remiss if I said that I did this transition in opening my business on my own. God has been with me literally every step of the way. And so I say that God is my unofficial business partner. But yes, absolutely. We do business. We do our Bible studies every Tuesday morning. And yesterday was the first time one of my team members told a customer about it, and he actually showed up to our Bible studies. So that's a little different than typically happens in corporate America. But I know that it has helped me be spiritually grounded as well as my team. So absolutely, I'm glad you asked me that question because hopefully, that will help some other business owners as well. It has not been an easy journey, but honestly, through prayer and just working hard, we've been able to accomplish some great things.
I love that. And, so when I'm thinking about you in these first years, and 3 years is definitely nothing just to shake a stick at it. I mean, that's pretty awesome. What's some of the things that have truly excited you? I know you guys have won awards, but what's some of those other things that you just kind of knocked you off your feet that it happened for you?
To be honest,
or even for your clients.
Just seeing the lives that I've touched. You get in business and you kind of really, because I said this is something, I was an external candidate. I was a CPA before, did primarily audit work, and went to different clients. But just seeing clients be like, oh my God, I didn't know I could do this with my life policy, and they are able to, and I think I shared this with you, they're able to, during rough times, they were able to take cash out of their life policy to kind of help them, transition, in terms of financially if they needed it. And I knew when they got it, when I probably recommended to them, they may not have fully understood all of the benefits, but then when they were able to use it, let me tell you, those customers became my mini salespeople. They started telling people about me, and from then on, that's also helped me grow my business. So you don't realize the impact that you make on people, but I tell my team, I said, hey, do the right thing, sow the right seeds, and you'll always reap a harvest. So that, I think, I'm 2.5 years into my business, and I'm kind of seeing, man, like when we do right by people and they see that we've taken care of them, they'll end up taking care of us, and that's how we're going to grow our business, by word of mouth and, in a good way.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that message. So today is Valentine's Day. Tell me, what are you doing for yourself on today?
Do you really want to know what I did, though? The first thing, I started my morning at a networking event at the Buckhead Business Association. So that was like at 7:30. So I had to go to that meeting this morning. I ended up picking up a dessert for me and my team. I walked in, and one of my team members gave me a really nice Valentine's Day basket. I actually celebrated yesterday. I had dinner last night, and with someone, and then today for the rest of my days, honestly, after the radio interview, I do have lunch with a friend and then back to business. I don't have anything planned for this evening. I will tell you, one of the things I struggle with is balance. I am, for lack of a better word, I am a workaholic, but I got business to take care of. So for me, I celebrated last night versus this evening.
But I did hear you say lunch with a friend, so you are getting it in. So that's good.
After our radio show.
Yes. No, but even the dinner last night, I mean, I think, when it comes to balance, and especially like when you're building a business, to me, balance is being fully present in wherever space you're in at that time. And if you can do that and give your all to each space, and then have an opportunity for other spaces, that's a good balance. So you're doing it. Yeah, absolutely. You're doing it. So what is the outlook for 2018? Are you looking to add more team members? Are you looking to grow your organization? What's your big goal for 2018?
Absolutely. I have at least two positions. I'm looking to fill. We got big plans for 2018 because the goal is to do better than we did last year. My team knows that we're not trying to settle for mediocrity. We call it 2018 is the year of open doors and upgrade. So we plan to qualify for the same programs and even more in 2018 that we did last year with State Farm. So Chairman Circle, like I said, you read earlier, is the top 4% agents across the country. So that is an automatic. We got to do that again 2017. SVP Club, Ambassador Club Travel as well, just on the next level. One of the things we want to do, one of my team members, I'm actually going to put her in, she's listening, but she wants to be an agent. So we're going to put her in our aspirant program where you typically work for an agent about a minimum of 18 months or average of 3 years. And I will train her to basically do what I'm doing. So she can at some point own her own agency. So I'm looking to not just grow my team, but also develop my team so they can help them reach their personal goals. So that's, I know she's probably listening and she's probably scared about it, but I told her, I know you can do it. This is not corporate America where people are afraid of you taking their job. You're not going to take my agency. I'm going to help you get your own agency anywhere across the country. And that's not only going to, I know that's going to change her life and her trajectory, but I tell all of my team members that opportunity is available to them as well, not just her.
I love that. I'm often asked, as an entrepreneur, is that something that you were born with, like always thought about being an entrepreneur, or is that something that you can develop into? And so I'm going to ask you that question. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, my family is originally from Jamaica. Both my parents were born in Jamaica, and when they came to this country, neither of my parents have college degrees. So they started their business. They had two businesses growing up. So I was born into family of entrepreneurship. They owned a landscaping company as well as a nursery. They had two businesses, and they did very well. They had employees, and looking back, I didn't really understand the stress they were going through. They shielded us from it, and they encouraged us to go to college. So I like I told you, me and my brother, it was funny. We both worked at Pricewaterhouse at the same time. He's now a VP of internal audit at Jackson Memorial in Miami. That's kind of like the Miami's Grady. I went to school, worked in corporate America. I said, I like this, but I want to do my own thing. So I end up, out of my siblings, I'm the only one that left corporate. And then my little sister, who's 11 years younger than me, she's actually going to be starting dental school in August. But eventually, I think when she finished, she wants to open her own practice. But they wanted to make sure all of us went to college, but and got education. But I kind of said I wanted to do my own thing. And looking back, both of my parents, they're totally supportive, and I think they're glad that I actually took this route. And they're, they don't really say it, but I know they're proud of me. And I'm not only, when you qualify for certain things at State Farm, it comes with trips. So what I've been able to do is been able to take my mom with me on my trips, and let them, my parents, share in my successes as well. And I'll be taking my little sister this year as well too. So.
Love that. I absolutely love that. And being an entrepreneur, I mean, you're working, but you're going with flow, and you're also just allowing so much goodness to come in. So I'm really excited about all the different things that you're doing. How can people stay in contact with you?
Well, you can call us at 678-567-0286. I also do have a strong social media presence. You can find me on on Facebook, Natalie Reid State Farm agent. My personal page is Natalie Reid, and that's Reid, R-E-I-D. My website name is www.nataliemanagesyourlegacy.com. And I'm also on Instagram at NatSFAgent, NATSF Agent. So please feel free to reach out to us. If you're looking for a good opportunity or interested in a State Farm opportunity, reach out to me, and we can help you. Or if you're interested in any particular product, auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, health, or even bank, we can help with that as well. So, Melissa, I appreciate the opportunity. Just glad to have been on this call. So thank you.
Yes. Well, I'm so excited that you were able to join us and to share with us about your wonderful business. I mean, we have to be insured, and if we're going to get insured, we would love to be insured by somebody that's in our community. So thanks so much for joining us, everyone. This has been an amazing day. Until next time, color your page with love, color your page with joy, and color your page with peace.
You are listening to the Cap Builder Radio Network, helping you build the capacity to change your life. News, information, and commentary on the world of small business, our community, and our health and wellness, giving you the information you need to live a balanced, empowered life. Check out our great show lineup at www.capbuilderradionetwork.com.